Let us start off with kindergarten. So in kindergarten, or what we call basic school, I was doing very well, and I remember a specific day I got some good grades, and my teacher, she was so excited that, the teacher was just so stunned and at whatever it is that I did in basic school. She called another teacher, and they were all looking in my book, and they were just marveled at me. And she pushed, like, she straightened up my uniform for me. She opened up my snacks for me. She put me to sit down. She took care of me that day like a little princess. For the whole day, she kept staring at me like, whoa, who is this girl? That's the feeling I got. That happened to me in basic school. So I guess they decided to upgrade me to the top performing class, so that I would leave kindergarten at an earlier age because I was doing so well. So when I went to the next class where the other students were already in, I was new to that class. I was just sitting there quiet like a little mouse. I was sitting by myself, and there was another girl sitting by herself to the left of me. Sometimes when I think back of her, she reminds me of me. There were about three other girls sitting together to the right of me. We were sitting on a bench in the classroom. The teacher was not in the classroom at the time. She was like in another classroom, and the classrooms were just parted by chalkboards at that time anyway. So the three girls that were sitting to the right of me, they called me. They said, "Come here," because they were over there laughing and giggling, and I was just sitting there in the middle, feeling, just waiting to see what's going to happen. So the three girls them called me, and I went over to them, and they were playing a silly little game, and they said, "Close your eyes and open your mouth." And I thought it was weird, but I was like, okay, let's see what's going to happen. So with hesitation, I closed my eyes and I opened my mouth. And one of the girls, she threw a little red penny in my mouth. And the little red penny went down in my throat and down into my belly. I swallowed it, you know. And it's amazing that it didn't kill me, I swallowed it, and I might have been choking a little bit because the girls, we started to panic, and the teacher came in. So the teacher found out what happened, and the teacher told my mother, and it just kind of ruined my experience some way, shape, or form after that in basic school. So that's just the beginning. That's what happened in basic school. Sometimes I look back and I wonder if it was because the girls were jealous of me because I was upgraded from a smaller class to their class. Maybe not. But I'm just looking at how the bad forces on earth, how they work sometimes, because I was just there, minded my business. And the moment I did something really good for myself and I got praises, I mean, I got treated like a princess. I mean, the teacher was just, I just can't forget how she was just staring at me randomly throughout the day as if I had accomplished some World Cup goal. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? And then they decided to change me to the bigger class. And then that bad thing happened to me. And it did affect my self esteem from that point on. And it did affect my trust, especially in girls, in women. And yeah, I went through the rest of the year in school. Me and the girls, we did not become friends. I was not very friendly. But I knew that I can feel that something happened to me. I feel like I got less confident. I feel like I started to feel average and basic. And I just started to feel like, because after that, a boy in the class started to pick on me and he would bite up my pencils. I started to feel like my worth was diminished. And I didn't get that same look and love and attention from my teacher anymore, even though she was no longer my teacher at that point. But things just changed. Like, it's like I felt like it would it would feel like what now would feel like witchcraft, because myself just changed. Like, maybe I stopped loving myself, maybe I stopped caring for myself, maybe I started self-sabotaging even at that age. Those things started happening. I started accepting less. I didn't know my value much more. I started settling for less even at that age because of that incident. And I could feel like I lost myself a little bit. I stopped performing well. I stopped, you know, I stopped feeling like that princess. Even before I got recognized for doing something outstanding in class, I was confident enough. But after that, I really I just started to feel like a pauper. I can't explain it. My spirit itself, something about me changed. Like, maybe I even stopped caring about my appearance. My uniform started looking shabby. You know, just just my self-esteem was really affected at age 2 or 3. And I started kindergarten at age 2 years old, and my mother always felt proud of me because I was walking early and talking early, and I could manage myself early. And even when I was in school at 2 years old, I did something so great that my teacher was like, "What the heck?" And she put me in a bigger class. And then after that, at about 3 years old, it's almost like I stopped loving myself. But I didn't realize that's how I started to feel a bit in despair, because I just felt ashamed even talking about it now. I don't really talk about it because I think that it was just the idea that I let them put a penny in my mouth and they told me to close my eyes and open my mouth, and I feel like that was such a stupid thing to do, because why would I trust people? Like, what if someone says close your eyes and open your mouth? Why would I do that? So up until even this age, I think I need to free that from off of me, because it does affect my self-worth. Even maybe up until now, clearly I'm hiding. And I just, yeah, this is gonna be a series. So this is kindergarten. Next, possibly we'll see what will come out next. So thanks for listening, and much love, and all the best in your healing journeys. Take it easy.